Test, 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 test. How about now? Are we good? Are we good now? Test. Okay. I see the green arrow or the green dots. Let me know if we got sound, guys, in the chat bar. Yes. Thank God. Got the microphone going. I don't know what happened to my internal mic. I apologize about that, but thank you for being patient. Anyway, 7:03 Mountain Standard Time right now. I guess 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. My name is Josh Denny. I have the great privilege of hosting tonight's webinar. We do this every Wednesday at the same time in order to bring you content, information, training, or interviewing some of the profession's best. And Secret has an incredible training platform and program that we're going to be laying out on these webinars every single week. By the way, this is my daughters over there. Jesse's getting them quiet, but they like to be loud when daddy's on the webinar. But that's okay, because this is a home business. And that's what's good about being at home and being able to work your business from anywhere. Okay, guys, welcome everybody. We got Rochelle from Seoul, South Korea. I know I saw Silvio from Luxembourg in Europe. We've got Kelly from Newfoundland. We've got Teresa. Hey, we got Dorothy also from Seoul. Hey, man, big hug. See, from Luxembourg right there. Silvio, Patty, glad to have you on as well. We've got the Riley family on. Dan and Yessie, glad to have you guys there. Brian, I believe that's Brian Cook. Glad to have you there. Trish, Penny, Alicia Humphreys, Lourdes, Paula, Ashley, and Alan McGuatin, Serena. Anyway, a lot of people on from all over the place. We've got all of North America covered. We've got Europe. We got Asia. We are going. I know we got some people from Australia. So exciting times. Anyway, today's going to be a relatively quick training, relatively quick information this evening about Secret. I'm going to go into networking. I titled this, how do you network? How do you really build a large distribution center, a large organization that can span the globe and can, most importantly, provide for you freedom of options, giving you obviously financial freedom, but really what that does is just allows you to have more options. And there's a way to do it. There's a actual path to make it happen. I used to always say this to people. It's a certainty that I believe there's a mathematical certainty to it. And that's what I enjoy about this type of business. The challenges in the very beginning, a lot of us have never really experienced that before. And it's so different to what most of us have been trained to know and to believe can be a reality. And that's unfortunate because it's within the grasp, I believe, of every person that's able to hear my words right now, or even if you can't hear my words, you could read. And it's been proven that people even that can't read and hear still can become successful. Obviously, there's a lot more chips against those people. But for most of us that have the ability to listen and to see, we have ability to achieve, I believe, whatever success you desire for yourself. Now, networking is, I believe, the best. I know I'm saying I believe a lot, but I do. I really believe with all that's within me that you can go from where you are to where you want to be in a relatively short period of time if you're willing to pay the price. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here with Secret. That's our mission, is to create a wealthy community. And how do we do that? And how do we create a wealthy community? I mean, actually, how do you create wealth anyway? And the way to do it is to bring value. Bring so much value to the market being the people who want to buy stuff. All of us are in a marketplace, right? We're in small markets and we're in large markets. We're in state markets, national markets, global markets. We are the market. And when you can bring value to the market in such a way that so many people experience of success, or that could be with a good product that they like, or some experience that they are willing to trade their money for. Okay. When you can provide value at that level, you can become wealthy. And so what we've chosen to do at Secret is, we've got this vehicle, we've got this incredible process that's spent all this time, developing their products, time, testing them with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, I would say even millions of people worldwide. I know they had 40 countries, they had kiosks and somewhere around 1,000 retail locations. And if you can imagine, here's this kiosk in some of the most prestigious malls in the world, and they're demonstrating these products on people. Now, you think about the psychology here. Now, I know a lot of you get this, but I want to bring you back to this because this is the magic of this business. You think about it. Thousands of people passing by your cart, most of which don't want to stop. You find a way, you grab someone, you got their attention for half a second, they're trying to get away, and you show them something that works like that. Works so quickly, they say, okay, wow, show me more. And you get feedback, what works, what doesn't work. What smells funny, what smells good, what reacts, what doesn't react. And you start to compile all this amazing data that you're getting from not only people who are buying, but people who aren't buying. In fact, I'd say even more importantly, the people who aren't buying are giving you this data. And so you have all these retail stores that are collecting this data nonstop. No other company had ever done anything like this anywhere in the history of the skincare profession as a whole, in personal care. It hadn't been done. And they took all of this information and designed what I believe are the best and most sought after world-class products anywhere in skin. That's why they've done so incredibly well. And you look at this company and they have a global footprint all over the world. And now they're moving into this space of social sharing where the rest of the world is going. And you and I can participate. And we can bring value to the market by building a customer base for this company. Look, if you haven't experienced secret products, you got to. If you go into my bathroom, look, these are products I use on a consistent basis. I'm using the aftershave. I'm using the mud soap. Well, I probably took it from here and took it to my bathroom, but I usually have the product display here. But if you look at it, these are products I use on a daily basis, just part of my regimen. It's just part of what I do. And for those of you that have been around Secret for a while, you know it. And I can't go back to other products. Now I'm the guy who was I was the guy that I would take the hotel soaps, right? And because they were free, right? So I'd just take them all, and I didn't want to use soap because I just used the hotel soap, okay? But I won't do that anymore. I like my mud soap. I'm addicted to that stuff. I take it with me. It's crazy. And I never thought I would be that way. And it's not because I'm marketing the product. Obviously, I can buy whatever soap I want. This is the best. I take it with me. And some of you are probably laughing right now because you know it's true. You know you do the same thing. And when you're able to share these products with people and they get them and they like them, they become a customer, the company compensates us. Now, again, when you're a customer of something that you actually like and you... This is hilarious. They're on the webinar too, just so you know. You want to wave hi to everybody, guys? See, and they're getting ready for Slurp. You see how they're practicing with their It's our new nutrition coming out here on the 13th. Anyway, when people get the products and they like them, they run out of them, they buy them again. Okay, they buy them again, and when they buy them again, you being the person who introduced them to the product line, you get paid again. In fact, for the lifetime of their consumption of the products, you're getting rewarded because of your introduction to it. All of us have done that with all things, cell phones, clothing, ladies' handbags, heels, you name it, makeup. Believe in, we have value and we share it with others. Isn't that true? Right? And we drive revenue willingly to companies without expecting anything in return. Now that company makes money based on our recommendations. Secret says, listen, we're just going to share that revenue with you. You help us get customers. It's only right that we return the favor. We share part of that revenue. We share the wealth. And when I say, you get me on with the shaving balm, because really this and the mud soap were the first products that I became a customer of. I liked them. I used them consistently. Now they came out with that a hairline, right? Now I use this clay. I was using clay anyway. Now I just use this one. It's the same price. In fact, I think I pay a little less than the one I was getting from my hairdresser. We got shampoo, we got conditioner. Now I'm using that consistently. I use the age defying eye serum and eye cream. These are just, I use the body butter. I love that stuff. But I started with one and I stayed consistent, and then I started to, kind of move in. Now we got nutrition coming out. I'm going to be an avid nutrition. Actually, I've been using it consistently. I kind of got fortunate and got some early, and I've been using it like crazy because it's amazing. So you see, as I start to expand, I'm brand loyal, I'm using it. Well, so are your customers, and so are a lot of people. So again, if I was your customer, you're getting paid every time I buy. And as I expand my reach and expand the different products that I start to consume, you're getting paid on a consistent basis. That's the bottom line of how we build a secret business. And that's what's beautiful about what we do and what we give other people the ability to do. Now, in building a large network, all that simply means is you're out there finding people that don't just want to be customers, but also want to build a business, that see the value in building a large business. And that's not everybody. And that's okay, because not everybody wants to go do that. A lot of people are content in what they're doing, and that's awesome. But there's also a lot of other people who aren't content. There's a lot of other people who, quite honestly, are living lives of quiet desperation. They're praying for something. They're looking for something. God knows I was. I was looking for something. The challenge with that is a lot of us that are looking for something, we don't have it written on our head. It's not like a sign, a flashing light saying, hey, I'm looking. I really need something. I need something to change my life. I don't like being where I'm at. If you think about it, we have to introduce something to them. We have to open them. We have to find a way to say, hey, check this out. I want to show you something. It may not be for you, but you got to see. You got to take a look. Because it may be. Or you may know somebody. That's the easiest way in. Now, at our reunion, we've got some incredible scripts that we're going through where you're going to know exactly what to say to every kind of prospect. I can't wait for that to happen this coming week. But my point is, you got to introduce it to somebody. Now, in that process, I know this is for those you really want to build a big network, and that's what this webinar is about. Going and getting customers. I think that's simple. Hosting parties, getting host-to-host parties, going out there and just finding ways to introduce the products to people. I believe that's a very simple process, and you can get rewarded accordingly. Like I said, in that, you get 20 to 25% of the dollar when you get a customer. You get that residual every time they continue to buy. As you get more customers, you get to be able to share in this global pool where you get shares of a percentage of the revenue. There's all sorts of great additional ways to get paid in acquiring customers. But for those that want to build a big network of other agents like yourself, you need to learn to network. Okay. Now, first things first, it starts with you. First things first is your job is to make a list of everybody that you know. Facebook, WhatsApp, Line, Snapchat, Instagram, I don't care, whatever social sites you're using. You want to start with the people that you actually have a real relationship with. I mean, you've had some kind of communication. You didn't like press add me and they added you back. That's not a friend, Okay, that's something different. Now, is there a way to talk to those people? For sure, but that's not what this particular training's about. This is talking about the people that you personally know. Now, the biggest challenge is most of us in our mind have this preconceived notion that we believe, what I'm doing is weird. I'm in network marketing. I don't know how to do this. Yes, you do. You've been doing it your whole life. It's just now that there's a monetary attachment to it, it gets weird because most of us haven't been trained to be business owners. Most of us don't have the merchant mentality. We have the consumer mentality, especially if you grow up in North America. Okay, that's just the way it is for most people. And when we realize that, we go, okay, wait a second here. I'm in something different. And if I can just be real about it and not be some weirdo and not try to sell people, I just be honest. I go tell my friend Jesse, look, I don't know if this is for you. I'm doing something I'm excited about. I want to show you. You may or may not be interested. I don't know. But I know you probably know some people who could use what I'm doing or would see benefit when I'm doing. And I'm going to go sit there and I'm going to show them. Not with the intention to recruit him or to sell him. That's where the challenge is. I think a lot of us, we look at our friends all of a sudden as their customers or they're people we can make money off of. If you can just change that in your brain and think that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make money off these people. I'm trying to bring value. I'm going to bring value to the market. How? By showing them one of the best products ever. Like the secret products are unbelievable. I'm going to show that to them. If they find value in it and they buy the products, I'm going to be rewarded. That's great. But if it's not me, somebody else, and look, because of me, they get a significant discount. This is great. Additionally, some of those people may be ones that are open for opportunity, that are hungry, that are looking for something. You just don't know who that is. Gifts I was given is don't prejudge. Now, I thank God every day that I wasn't prejudged. I'm sure you do too if you're really excited about building your secret business. I mean, what if the person who introduced you prejudged you and said, oh, they wouldn't be interested. Oh, they wouldn't want to do something like this. I'm too scared. I don't, what would they say? You'd be like, what are you talking about? This is great. I'm so glad that I've been introduced. So it's just a shift of the mindset. Let's start looking like we're bringing a gift to somebody. Now, if they don't accept the gift, that's okay. We're not going to shove it down the throat, but maybe they'll lead us to the next person. And there's a math equation to this. Okay, it's you've probably heard this before. And for those of you agents, you got a CD in your kit, Jim Rohn, How to Build Your Network Marketing Business. Hopefully by now you've memorized it, or if you just got started, start listening to this. It's incredibly valuable content. But in the CD, he talks about planting seeds. That's our job, is to plant the seeds. It's a law of sowing and reaping. And once you do this for a while, a ratio appears. You don't plant 2 or 3 seeds and hope to get a crop, and just sit there and look at those seeds. A lot of us do this. And one of my mistakes early in my career was I planted like 10 seeds and I just stared at my seeds, my people, the people that I was hoping that God would get in and do this so I didn't have to, That's like the common mistake we make is we're like praying that just someone's going to get in and just do it so we can get rich. My friends, it doesn't work that way. In order for it to work, you and I have to legitimately engage in the working. We've got to go to work. We've got to go do it. Planting seeds is exposing people to what it is we do, showing them the products, showing them the story, introducing them to the community. That's what we do. We don't have to pretend to be superstars or scientists or dermatologists or expert marketers. We just be ourselves. Like, I don't know, I'm new. One of my best lines ever through most of my career is, I'm new, I don't know. Or when I wasn't new for a while, I was like, look, I'm just getting going. Here's all I know. All I know is I'm going to make it. All I know is I'm seeing other people succeed. I'm going to figure this out. If other people can do it, I know I can. And I know I'm going to find other people that see it like I do too. It was just that type of mentality, that type of commitment, that type of conviction. And I would play the math. I'm planting seeds. If someone's going to get involved, great. If they're not, that's okay too. So I'm doing that. That's number one. Number two is the networking. Network marketing, if you break down that word, is your marketing through your network. You're marketing through your network. That's what you're doing. Okay. What does that mean? I'll give you an example. I show my friend Jesse, right? And Jesse's not interested. Well, what do I got to go do? That's right. I have to go talk to someone else, don't I? Of course. If Jesse is interested and Jesse gets started, what do I got to do? Well, I still got to talk to somebody else, don't I? Because who knows? Jesse may do something, he may not. But that's his business. It's not my business. Again, that's, I think, another challenge a lot of us have. When someone gets involved and they happen to sign up with us, we think they're in our business. They're not. They're not in our business. They're in their business. And we have an incentive to help them. We have an incentive to work with them and serve them and make sure that they win. But they're not in our business. They're in their business. And there's a whole topic on sponsoring and team building that we're going to be going into in a very big way at the secret reunion. I'm really excited about that. And, recruiting strategies and how, all this stuff is going to be at the reunion. And again, we don't have time for it on this webinar, but, regardless of he says yes or no, I've still got to keep doing the thing, which is talking to people. Now, here's what I know about Jesse or anybody on the list. All of them, without exception, know somebody other than me. That's for sure. My goal is to go show that person, whether they say yes or they say no. Because to me, it doesn't matter. I know for a fact, if I show enough people, I'm going to find the ones that want to become customers and will love our products and continue to order. Not all of them, right? Some of them order once and that'll be it. Some of them order it for a few times, and some of them, though, will order and be loyal customers for life. Some of them are going to become agents, and some of them are going to quit. Some are going to be there for a little bit and then do something different. But some of them are going to make this a mission and say, you know, I'm going to make it happen. And they're going to make it their priority, and they're going to become successful. See, it's certainty. It's mathematics. That's what's great about this. That when I first got involved in this profession, it was like hoping. I was like praying, like, God, please make this work. Will it really work? Because again, major financial success seemed very foreign to me because it wasn't my life's experience, But when I got around this space, I started meeting other people who are legitimately successful, who are millionaires, who have done extraordinarily well. And I could see it with my own eyes. I could hear it in their voice. I'm like, man, I want to be like you. Look at you. You're smiling. You're genuinely happy. I used to think rich people were all consumed about money, and it was quite the opposite. The people I was meeting that were, some of them were super wealthy, they didn't talk about it at all. They talked about how they helped other people, how they could do so much more, and how they were living with passion, and they were providing for their family and other people in ways that were mind-boggling. I'm like, man, these people are free, like legitimately free. I want to, how do I do it? I saw it with my own eyes as I stayed around it enough, you see. And what I realized is there's other people that they're willing to go on that mission. You're one of those people. Heck, you wouldn't be on this webinar still. You're here because you believe there's something inside you that was made for greatness. I believe it too. And I followed that. And I said, look, I won't be denied. There's no way. Come hell, come high water, you're gonna see me on the top of that mountain, or you're gonna see me on the side of the road dead. And both ways are cool with me. I'm okay. If I die in pursuit of my mission, what other better way to live? Man, I could die happy going, man, I did it. I gave it my all. But what I found is the people who are willing to give it all, the people who are willing to go out there and just make it happen, they're always on the top of that hill, waving the flag, saying, you next, reaching their hand out, saying, come on, I got you, but I'm going to go to this next hill now. You see, the love and the joy is in the doing. It's in the doing. And once you get there, it's like if you don't reset the goal and get to the next place, it becomes boring. Look, my friends, it's a math ratio. Now, networking is simple. I meet the people who Jesse knows. Now you say, well, they're not going to introduce me to them. Yeah, not everybody will. That's right. Look, it also depends on how good you get at exposing the information. If you're really pushy and really weird and, trying sales techniques on people and making them feel uncomfortable, for sure they're not going to introduce you to anybody, right? Would you introduce someone to your friends that made you feel uncomfortable? Of course you wouldn't. You'd be like, dude, get away from me. You turned weird, I must admit, I became a weirdo, with all my friends. All of a sudden I became this, raving lunatic because I'm trying to get them to do something. And of course they didn't want to introduce me to people. But when my approach was different, my approach was, look, it doesn't matter to me if you do it or don't. I want you to. I'd love you to partner with me. But look, this is a mission I'm on. And look, I'm okay with you not doing it, but who do you know, man? I know you know some people that would either find value in these great products or, want something more in their life. And they'd say, you know what, man, yeah, my friend or my uncle, my brother, my brother's been looking. He was just telling me the other day how he's tired of doing what he's doing. You know what, let's talk to him. And again, I just introduce him, talk to him. Hey, you don't know me. I'm friends with Jesse. Jesse speaks highly of you. I know you guys are brothers. Again, what I have may or may not be for you. I want to show you. When's the closest time we can get together for a few minutes? You can do it over online, on Zoom, on Skype. And there's all sorts of ways to communicate with people these days. Preferably do it in person. And I go through the story, talk about the products, introduce to some other people. I just repeat the process with excitement, with urgency, with enthusiasm. I'm on a mission, man. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to find people that see life the way I do, that it's going to be better. That if it's to be, it's up to me. And there's other people out there like that. The challenge is a lot of people, unfortunately, have given up. They gave up. And it's sad. But you know what? There's nothing I can do about that. I love them. I pray for them. I wish them the best. I got to keep moving. And networking is going through people. I'm going to close up with this story. And then as I close up, I'll go to some okay. Now, this is probably my favorite story. I've got lots of stories, and this is a story from a different company, but I can tell you probably 15 stories very similar to this. But this is one of my favorite stories for a variety of reasons, okay? But this is how networking works. One of my best friends, Ray Calvin, right? Him and I, man, Ray was a great friend of mine. And I worked in the machine shop at the time. I'm cleaning floors, you know, I didn't graduate high school. I'm trying to figure life out. I want to be successful so bad, you know? And Ray got started only because he was my friend and he didn't want to disappoint me, right? So I'm like, all right, Ray, we got to talk to people. And Ray just started introducing me to his friends. Again, he didn't really want to do the business, but he was my friend. So he introduced me. I met Padre, I met Mike, I met, I don't know, probably 20 people, right? One of those people was a gal named Tabitha Bacot. Now, Tabitha was an escort, okay? She was, that's what she was doing. And she was doing it to be a pilot. Okay. And my friend Ray was actually driving her around. That's how he knew her. I know this is kind of crazy, but just to kind of show you where stuff goes. I didn't prejudge her. Oh, you're like one of those. Like, nah, look, man, you want out? I'm going to show you a way out. I sat down with her. I showed her the business, you know, and I did that with all 30 people or so. She was the first person who said, oh, man, I've been looking for this. Look, I'm really doing this because I want to be a pilot, you know, and it's the fastest way to do it. And by the way, today she is a pilot. She's doing incredibly well. She's flying for very wealthy people all over the world. But at that time, she was just going into flight school. And so I'm like, all right, who do you know? Well, one of the persons that she had met was a person named Ted Longburn. By the way, I met John. I met Joey. I probably met 20-something people through Tabitha. The one person who was excited was a guy named Ted. And Ted, I'll never forget, Ted Lomberg. And he was probably one of the most frustrating people I'd ever talked to because he was interested, but he was ultra analytical. So, man, it took him forever to make his decision, but he was still interested. So we're still having these conversations. It took like 2 or 3 months for this guy to start. Now, meanwhile, I'm still talking to all these people. Ted gets started. I'm like, hey, who do you know, Ted? Who do you know, Ted? And Ted, we probably met maybe 15 people, I think, with Ted within that next couple of weeks of him finally engaging. One of them was a guy named Ryan. Ryan was his IT guy at a previous business that he had. And Ryan was living in Corona, California, just moved from Illinois, so we didn't know anybody. But he was excited. Like, he saw this. He saw it right away. He's like, I'm in. I'm going to do this. He signed up his brother, Brad, who's still one of my best friends today. And Ryan's like, look, this is all I know. It's my brother, and that's it. I saw probably 2 or 3 people that were in his apartment complex, but all the people he knew were in Illinois. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go to Illinois then. So I will never forget this. I packed up a bunch of protein powder and a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter, right? Because I didn't have any money. I spent all the money I had in my life going to this, going to Illinois. Like, I bought a one-way ticket. I didn't even buy no round trip, one way. And there was an event, kind of like an ACT event in Ohio, right? So I went to this little town called Streator, Illinois. Right? And there's the big town is Bloomington, which is kind of the center. It's, you know, where State Farm's at. It's like 2 hours west of Chicago. So the street is like an hour south, right? This little podunk nothing town. That's where we go, and we see probably 30 or 40 people. And I had 1 week that try to get people to go with me to this event in Ohio, which was an 8-hour drive. I'd rented a van, and Ryan and I were driving this event, and we're going to try to see who we could recruit. Well, nobody said anything. And we at least 30-something people, okay? And we got some customers, but no one was biting on business. And the last night, before we got to leave the next day, I go into this bar called Shooters. I'll never forget it. And it happened to be Misty Caneller's birthday that night. And she walked in, and she'd have known Ryan. They were kind of on odds with each other, but they knew each other. And so I met Misty through Ryan that night and started talking about the business. It kind of showed what we're doing. And her brother came in, Chad, and I started talking to them. And they got it. And you know, they had all the excuses in the world not to drive 8 hours with the stranger they just met to Cleveland, Ohio the next day. But I invited them. I told them, look, this, what if this could change your life? What if this could be the one thing? And long story short, they made that trip with me. They saw the event. They saw it like I did. They got so fired up. On the way back, we were setting appointments like crazy. A massive organization bringing in a couple hundred people. And that business made me several $1 million over the next few years. And today, both of those guys are multimillionaires. It makes me so excited, but that's network marketing. That you market through the network. See, I'd have never met Tabitha if it hadn't been Ray. I would have never met Ted if it hadn't been for Tabitha. I'd never met Ryan had it not been for Ted, and I'd never met Misty had it not been for Ryan. I'd never met Chad had it not been for Misty, and none of that would have happened, right? Had I not met 30 people almost each time to get that. You look at how many presentations that was, keeping the urgency, keeping the excitement, keeping the energy high. See, most of you guys, unfortunately, you go out there and say 2 or 3 people and they're like, no, and you're like, it doesn't work. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be sarcastic, but it's humorous now because I can't tell you how many people I work with and they legitimately go see 5, 10, 15 people. But in their mind, that's all the people they know on this planet. And because all 10, 15 people either said no or had some excuse or given them the runaround, in their brain, they go, well, this doesn't work. That's insanity. That's insanity. Like, don't do that to yourself. You know, imagine you're digging for water, right? Because you got to, because you're in the plains, right? And this is hundreds of years ago, and that's what you got to do. And you dig like 10 feet, and you don't see any water. You're like, oh man, this dirt. There's no water here. Like, you're just gonna die. You keep digging if that's the only option you had for water, isn't it true? You would dig until you got water, until you starved, or you died of thirst. Look, and I'm not saying you don't have to put it all on the line like that. What I am saying though is, you know, if you make a decision, understand there's a process, and a lot of it is on us getting better. Every presentation you do, a yes or no makes you better. It does. You grow and you learn. You learn from the people. Take it as a new experience. But network marketing is marketing through the network. Again, we're going to go into detail on this at the family reunion. I really hope to see most of you there. Actually, I hope to see all of you there. Really, this event is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Again, it's really your last opportunity to try to find a decent flight. It's 1 week from today. Silver and above training on Thursday morning, and golf tournament Thursday morning, secret showcase Thursday night, silver and above training Friday morning. Our main session starts from 5 to 10 Friday evening. And of course, Saturday is going to be an all-day event, and Sunday is going to be family day. So lots of great stuff happening. Anyway, I'm excited to have shared some information with you. I do hope that you take what I shared with you and apply it. Again, we're going to get out good scripts. We're going to really have a detailed plan coming out of the family reunion coming up here this next week. So let's see. Let's go to some questions. But right now, this webinar is officially over. So God bless and have a wonderful, amazing night. And I look forward to seeing you next week. So does Jesse. He smiled. That's a good indication. Anyway, questions, if you have them. I'm going to scroll down a little bit and see if I missed any. Let's see. Hey, Floor. Antonio from Luxembourg. Much love. You guys are awesome. Paul, love you. Shelly. Appreciate you. Angel, I don't think the reason secret until you ran out. Angel says, I don't think my husband cared about using secret so much until he ran out. Man, oh man, he said. How could we run out of secret? You sell it. No, I'm running out of secret anymore. Lesson learned. It's true. Look, I'm not a Kool-Aid drinking network marketer. I'm not like mainlining that. Like, this is the way, the truth, and the life, guys. Okay, I'm a business guy. All right, I've been doing this a long time. I'm not just trying to sell secret because it's like it's another product that I'm going to make money on. I'm here because this is great stuff. Here's what I know. Not everyone. A large majority of people are going to be secret customers. That is just a fact. Whether you get involved, I get involved, it doesn't matter. It's that good. Why not be on the profiting side of things? Why not be one of the people, 5 years from now or 4 years from now, 3 years from now, 2020, like, man, I was there in the beginning before secret was everywhere, before it was a household name, before everyone knew about it. I was in the beginning. I helped them do it. And that's why I get to live like this. That can be you if you decide to. Anyway, I got 6 people interested in sampling nutrition with 1 Facebook question today and one potential agent. Congratulations, Penny. What was that question? Stories are the best. I love to remember the chain of contacts with thousands of. Okay, hold on. A lot of questions are coming in. So I love that you remember the chain of contacts after thousands you've met. Well, you remember the interactions. I remember lots of them because there's so many, but I tend to remember the ones that either led me somewhere or, when someone leads you, when there's a link in the chain that leads you to millions of dollars, you remember who they are. Here's what I know. Every one of you has that same story ahead of you. Every one of you, without question. Now, the names change. These people may change, but the story is always the same. Jesse could tell you the same stories. Yeah, I don't remember the dead ends. Well, actually, I remember a few of them. Yeah. The ones that were the most comical. I remember some of those, I remember going to some guy's house, some apartment, Steve, and man, this guy was just so fired up out of his mind. He was so funny, but he just never introduced me to one human being. And for like a year, he hung out and wondered why he didn't win. Didn't talk to no one, nobody. That was funny to me. I'm like, dude, I love you, buddy, but you gotta talk to somebody. Maybe a psychologist. Can we see the contents labels of nutrition sooner than Monday? I don't know, Penny. I don't know.
The ones we have, I posted.
The ones we're allowed to do that?
Yeah, I posted.
On Basic Agent Training?
I'll post them right now.
Okay, Jesse McPherson is going to post them on Basic Agent Training. So you get the labels up there. How do we, as agents, get samples of the nutrition packets? Amanda, everyone's buying them on February 13th, we go live. So buy them, buy stuff for you, buy stuff to sample. That's my suggestion. Sam, have you heard a phrase that says, don't put all your eggs in one basket? What exactly does that mean? That's a good question. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's mainly a investing strategy, okay? Because if you're investing in one portfolio of asset class, if there's a change in the market, you could have a major challenge. In business, though, it doesn't apply, okay? The only way to be immensely successful in business is focus on one thing, get it going, get it moving, get it stable, cash flowing, and then you can start to invest in other areas, okay? And build different businesses, assuming that you're able to put enough quality leadership in place to keep that machine running. Okay, so that's a common misnomer where people go, well, it's usually always a sales tactic for other less informed or unscrupulous network marketers that are trying to recruit someone from one business to another. Hey, it's multiple streams of income. You can't do two simultaneously. Okay, I mean, maybe if you're some unbelievable super genius, and maybe you are, God bless you if you are, but I have not met the one person who can simultaneously do two in my entire career. I have never even heard of that person. Now I know people who built big businesses and now have that going and did it again. And I know that, but I don't know one's ever done it twice or simultaneously in two. It takes all your energy. It takes all your focus. And you got to understand what you're doing is you're leading people. You're going to confuse the heck out of people. Even if you're that good, the people coming behind you, guarantee or not, and you're going to lead them into absolute destruction. Okay. So in that kind of context, I'm not saying that that's what you meant or not. I'm just saying that's the common thing I hear in this space. But from my observation, not all your eggs in one basket is a investing strategy once you have a cash flow source. Angel, it's not hocus pocus. It's about focus. Jesse McPherson. I love seeing quotes that are now in other people's names. It's awesome. You can say it once or twice. You give someone credit. After a while, it's just yours. I love it. Jesse's got some amazing stuff, I gotta say. Serena, thank you, Jennifer. Amanda, thank you. What is your best way to recruit up? From Mimi. The best way to always recruit up is, most people who've achieved success have an ego, right? They think highly of themselves, right? And play up to the ego and say, look, miss or mister or whatever, look, you've done so incredibly well. I admire what you've done. I really respect it. And because of the success you've had, I'd wonder if you'd do me a big favor and evaluate what I'm doing. Okay, if you could take a look at it, it'd mean the world to me because you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so successful. And I'm just getting going. I want to see how this works, and I'd love to see how your mind works with this. Can you do me a favor? And then most anyone, if you said that too, that's successful in any capacity, they'd be like, of course, sure, let me help you. I'd be happy to help you. Let me sit down with you, because they play that role of being a teacher. Everyone wants to be needed. I don't care how successful they are in this world. I could go down some roads there. I'm not going to, but look, everybody wants to feel that. The challenge is not taking their opinion so harshly, because sometimes they're like, oh, this is dumb, and they'll try to push you into whatever they're doing. And you have to go, oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I'm going to do this because I see it, but I appreciate you. Your opinion is invaluable. I'll keep that in mind. I'm so grateful that you took the time, and be gracious and be thankful and leave. I promise you what that'll do more than anything is mess a person like that up. They'll be like, well, maybe I missed something. And then just casually say this on the way out the door. Is it okay if I keep you informed? And smile, and they'll probably say, sure. And then as time goes on, make it your mission to be successful. So you can always let them know, I got a couple customers today. This is so great. Hey, I got someone new in the team. This is so great. You can be doing that on a consistent basis. So that would be my suggestion. Amanda, I'm new. My initial intention is to sell products because I love them. If I recruit agents along the way, great. Do you think this is okay? Absolutely, Amanda. No, the only way you make money is when a product is purchased by somebody who wants to use it. So that's the best way to start. Of course, you love the products. It's a sincere way, and you'll find agents along the way. Okay, whatever you feel more comfortable doing, do. Because look, you can't be wrong in being an activity. Some of the people that you're going to introduce this to, even though you're just trying to show them as a customer, are going to say, wait a second, there's got to be an opportunity here. And then you can say, look, you know what, you should talk to so-and-so about this, and refer them to your sponsor, refer them to your upline, refer them to somebody else. Okay, and let them do that work. And just be, I just like selling this stuff. It's great, making money, it's awesome. But if you want to know about the business side, talk to Jesse. I'll give you Jesse's number. Sorry, I'm just trying to mess with my buddy here. What's up, Mr. Daughters? Good to see you, brother. So, any other questions here? Can we or are we allowed to put an ad on Google to advertise the products? You want to check policies and procedures and advertising guidelines. I know that you cannot sell the products for less than retail online in any capacity whatsoever. But I'm not certain about advertising. I don't do that because the reality is the cost isn't. This is in marketing. There's pull through and there's push through. I'll give you a little marketing lesson. There's called push through marketing. There's called pull through. Pull through is like television, banner ads, social marketing. It's where it's going to try to pull you through. Okay. When a product has already been established or well-known, or it's already got some type of credibility in some way, it works a lot better. Or if there's a tremendous amount of capital that's going to be outlaid, and usually you're going to have a trail of, I mean, if you have $20,000 or $30,000 you want to burn through to do split testing and figure out what works, by all means. But it's a lot more difficult than you may think to do a pull-through effect of something that's not already pretty established in the marketplace. Okay. Push-through is meaning it has to be touched, it has to be felt, there has to be some kind of interaction, some kind of warm interaction. That's why the kiosks were so successful, because it was a push-through, right? They come through, they grab them, show them, and they experience it, they'd like it, then they buy it, and they'd be happy, and they keep buying. It was a push. Okay, there was an interaction, human interaction. So that's why this works so well with hosting, or with sitting down with someone and demoing the product, so someone sees it, they experience it, and now it's not just some story, some pitch. They internalize it. They make a decision to get started. That's why I think when the nutrition comes out, it's gonna be so vital that you sit down with someone and sample it with them. You have it, they have it right there, or you've already had it. You show your empty package. Look, this is what I did today. Here's yours. Have them use it. Have them experience it. And there's that. And then you go through the educational process with them. Okay, that's what makes this work so incredibly well. Anyway, for whatever that's worth, I think that's it, guys. I've got a little Bible study deal I'm starting here real soon, so I'm excited about that. And I'm going to sign off here. If I don't see any more questions come through, it looks like we're all good. Okay, next week, we will be here for our final webinar before the secret reunion, the family secret reunion. Okay, wait, last question from Ashley and Ellen. When working, hey Josh, when working new agents, what are some things you do to help agents be self-sufficient versus relying on you all the time? I.e., when do you kick the agents out of the nest and allow them to fly? It's an interesting question to answer, because there's no right way or wrong way, or there's not something really official in my mind. I don't really kick anyone out of the nest. It's like, man, I'm friends with everyone. I want to be friends. I want to work with them. I'm building a relationship. But the business side of things is, look, I'm trying to meet people through them. And either they're going to figure out what I'm doing and copy me, or they're not. If they're not introducing me to people, or they're not going through the motions, it's like I either have to start running down that vein to find people in that process, hoping that they're going to follow me and just copy me, or I have to do that with somebody else. But at the end of the day, I've got to go talk to people. So, I don't look at it like I'm trying to raise people, like I'm trying to raise a kid. I'm going to be friends with them. I'm going to be introducing them. I'm going to do my game plan. Yeah, you're going to do all those things you need to do. You're going to be talking them off the ledge. That may happen your whole career, no matter how successful they get to. In my career, I've talked people who've made millions off the ledge. So it doesn't necessarily matter the rank, or that's always just going to be a part of your job to some degree, if you're a leader, right? But, as far as kicking them out of the nest, I don't think they should ever really be in the nest. Unless it's the first few weeks where you're showing them the back office, you're showing them, how to order their products, how to get stuff on. And how I do that is I don't really go through that process with them. I introduce them to customer service. Right away, I want them on their own. Look, it's their business. If they really want to know, they call customer service. You have a whole, customer care, excuse me. They have a whole customer care department for you. Man, they work for you. How great is that? You have employees. Look, if you're an independent agent, do you know you have an entire team of people? Like, you have a whole company. You have a care team. You have an accounting department. You got a reporting department. You got a business, folks. It's awesome. I'm going to introduce them to that stuff, let them do that. My job is quite simply to get to know who they know and share the story and help them share the story. Not to try to teach them how to do it, but to do it with them. Or if they don't introduce me to anybody, hopefully they're bringing people to me. Or if not, I just got to go do it with somebody else and love on them and hope they figure it out. Anyway, I hope that helps. Okay, guys, God bless. Good night. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye now.